Well, it's great to talk to Seahawks receiver Cooper Kupp. Cooper, first of all, welcome back to your home state of Washington. I know that had to be a big allure to coming to the Seahawks, but what was the biggest attraction to come to the organization?
Yeah, Mike talked a lot, about, the people here and how he wanted to build this team around, around quality people and just making sure that it was the people that were going to be here that were going to make this thing go. And that was something that I really, I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of that and talking to guys on the team, the culture and the guys that were just like, hey, we're building something special here. And every good team I've been a part of, that's been the feel, that's been the motivation behind, going into the year. That got me excited about kind of what it's going to look like. And then being able to go through what the offense was going to be and hear the excitement from Coobs and what he saw, how his vision was for the offense. And there's a lot of good things happening here, and there's just something I want to be a part of.
Yeah, well, you're obviously one of the key pieces on that offense now, and some new faces on the offense. Sam Darnold, of course, at quarterback. I know you lived with Jared Goff right out of the gate when you were drafted down there. How important is it to have a relationship with your quarterback, not only on the field but off?
It's a big deal. It was a pretty unique situation moving down there with Jared, and then obviously when Matthew comes in, there's something about being able to click on the field, but being able to just have the time off the field and just being able to connect as human beings is a huge thing for me, and I'm looking forward to being able to have that with Sam and where he's at in his life and just in his career as well, and being able to collaborate together on making this offense go. It makes it really fun. We got the right people around coming to work each day and trying to piece it all together. That process becomes a lot more enjoyable.
Let's talk about your family for a sec. You're one of only 5 families in NFL history that have had 3 generations drafted. Your grandpa's in the Saints Hall of Fame, and your dad, Craig, was a quarterback at PLU. And I don't have to tell you the history of it, but how much did he help you in your development?
They were dad and grandpa first growing up. My grandpa has, he's got the Saints helmets down in his basement, and we saw all the, all that stuff, all his trophies and things like that, and pictures. But it was like, if you asked about it, he would tell you stories and things like that. And it was same way with my dad. But it was nice that it was always dad and grandpa first. Yeah, as time's gone on, just being able to navigate little things in the draft process and things like that, just being able to bounce things off of them and just hear, I think, some of the perspectives that they had on their time and the encouragement from those guys. And it was it's obviously a blessing. Not everyone gets to have that.
Let's talk about your high school days. Davis, Yakima, not heavily recruited, I should say. You had a tremendous senior season. And what do you remember about your recruiting process?
Going into
college, high school into college.
High school and college. It wasn't long. It wasn't much. So there's not a whole lot to remember there. I mean, I remember walking off the field. It was during like equipment check-in for high school, like the high school check-in, and bringing my pads and all that stuff in. And coach said that there was possibly going to be some interest from Eastern Washington. And he's like, I don't know what that means, but they at least are interested in something. So this time I had nothing at all. Hear from them that there was going to be a half scholarship or something like that. A week later, hear from Idaho State that there was going to be an offer. Eastern calls back, says they want to have an offer. Those were my two, Idaho State and Eastern. Tripped those 2 places and just felt good about the people at Eastern Washington and the connections I had there, and enjoyed it was funny because like the recruiting trips typically are a big party, right? Like that's what you do. You go on a recruiting trip, you go on this big party. And I remember being up until 3 a.m, like playing 3-on-3 basketball with some of the guys, in the rec center. And it's like, this is what I want to be a part of. This is this kind of group, this competitive, like these are guys that are focused on something. Like they're driven. They're enjoying this journey to go after something, and I want to be a part of that. And so it made the choice really easy.
That's interesting. I imagine you look back at that and you see all these other guys that come out of bigger schools and maybe get more notoriety, but you probably wouldn't trade that for the world.
No,
huh?
I wouldn't trade for the world. And I understand it's a different world now in the college ranks. I mean, that's just a whole nother thing. But whatever that path is, I mean, I got an opportunity to be on the field and play football. And I think that's the thing. It doesn't matter how big it is, how big of a stage it is, what the arena is. I played in front of 7,000 people for most of the time in college, right? Like there's high schools that are doing bigger than that. But I got to play football, and I got to play it against some really good other football players. I got to learn a ton, and it made me into who I am today.
This one's a little off the field, but do you remember the first time you saw a fan wearing your jersey?
I do. I mean, I can remember looking in the stands my rookie year, like, NFL wise, yeah, like being like, yeah, it's just a kind of a surreal thing.
I would imagine that has to be a pretty cool moment to see that guy's wearing my name on his back.
Yeah, it's a different moment, but there's so much. I mean, rookie year is always such a blur. I mean, there's so much going on, so much. I mean, I made that my rookie year so much bigger than it really needed to be in terms of what we're doing here. I missed out on a lot of the joy that comes from just being able to play this game and enjoying the journey of that. It was just like so fast what was going on. So some of those moments are like, I know I'll look back on them and be like, man, this was just a really cool thing to have grown through. My perspective now versus my rookie years changed quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, back then, your rookie number was 18, switched to 10. I see the 10 on the jersey here, on the Seahawks jersey. Does that number mean a lot to you? Is there something behind that?
It's been a part of my life for a long time. And there's been so many moments in my life that I look back on through experiences with my family, with my wife, with my kids, that just recognized like it was a part of that moment. It was a part of that moment that's memory with my kids when they recognize a picture of me, recognize my jersey, recognize my number. Because of the memories, there's just been this inherent value that's come with it. Yeah, I'm actually super thankful for Uchenna and being able to work with me and being willing to give me the number. And his priority was for his charity and things like that to get done. And excited to be able to do that for him. And everyone that I've talked to has said how great of a dude that he is. So yeah, just really thankful for him and what he was able to do for being able to hand that over.
I know he's really big off the field and in the community, so it was a deal you guys struck where you donate to his charity or his foundation.
Yeah, that was a priority for him, and that's such a cool thing. There's you're trying to figure out how you navigate this kind of thing, and I want to make sure that he felt good about it because it was obviously a number that he's played some really good football in as well. But I'm glad that he's feels good about where we're at, and for him to be able to do some good work with his charity and what he's doing with his foundation is a good thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't think you could have found a better guy on this team to have to take or ask for a jersey from, because he's definitely one of the good ones for sure. So listen, we appreciate you jumping on with us for a few minutes, and best of luck as you start off here with the Seahawks.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.